Are we live? What's good, great people? I am Ezel Moon, and I have a special guest in the building today. Muta Ali Muhammad shall be joining me. He is a film director. Man, you guys, some of the stories that he's worked on and told are absolutely amazing, and I want to go into why he chose the stories, right? And also a couple of other things because we're all about spotlighting the person here. So yeah, thank you guys for joining me, and a big shout out to my sponsor, Red Crown. Join the Crown Club by going to KROWNKLUB.com and getting all your drip, your fit, all of that great stuff from that website.
I can hear you. Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on? How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm well, man. It's blessed to be here. Thankful to have you. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. It's been a long day, but it's been productive, So I'm happy. You on the East Coast?
Man, yeah, I'm actually over here in Maryland right now.
Oh wow. Okay. I'm a little further up top. I'm in Yonkers.
Oh yeah? Oh, so wait. So you in New York right now?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look, I could have just took the train. I'm just not getting used to the East and like how close everything actually is.
Yeah.
I'm from Texas, right? So everything is like hours away. So I could have just hopped on. I did this person.
Yeah, man. Next time.
Next time. Man, I want to say thank you so much, not only for you joining me, but also for for your work you do and the stories that you tell, man.
Thank you.
Sincerely. Now, I wonder if you're back there because you went home to Westchester County?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I'm closer to family. I grew up in Westchester, and then I went to engineering school up in Troy, New York. I went to Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, and then I got a fellowship for grads. I always wanted to be a filmmaker, though, right? But I like engineering, and when you get a scholarship, at least where I'm from, you can't turn away free education. So a scholarship took me to RPI, and then a fellowship, an IBM GEM fellowship, took me to Georgia Tech. So I spent about 11 years in Atlanta, and I felt like I needed to be closer to my family. So I'm in the same county now.
Oh man, that's real. That's real. Going back home is I know your people definitely have to appreciate that.
I think so. Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, they take it for granted just a little bit.
Nah.
I know you get calls like when you're out as big as you are. They call you like, "Hey man, pick up some milk on the way home."
No, I don't live. I can't do that. When I first came back, I stayed with my parents for like a week. Man, I was like, I'm out of here. I'm grown. So, but yeah, I do like being close to New York City though, but not being in the city. I'm not like a true city boy. You know what I'm saying? So like, Westchester is where it's at.
I respect that. But I kind of want to turn into. I want to understand a little bit more about you because, like I said, the type of stories that you tell, right? What do you have any memories from your upbringing, that showed you, just how difficult it is to be Black in America? Because that Yusuf Hawkins is crazy. Like it's crazy because at one point New York was considered really liberal.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. And that just proved that it wasn't. Right. So I was wondering for you personally though, what was some experiences or that showed just the difficulties that being blessed with melanin carries.
Well, okay, my family, I've got an interesting set of relatives, right? So I have my father's father, Pearlie Saunders. He was a Tuskegee Airman. So there's stories. Growing up, there's not a time where I didn't know that I was Black. You know what I'm saying? Right. So growing up, I heard stories about what he experienced. Being trained as a fighter pilot by white people down south, and different things you experience going off to war and being Black fighter pilots. My grandmother and my father's mother, she was she worked at the Port Authority, right? Black woman. She worked her way up all the way to Port Authority, highest ranking person at the Port Authority by the time she retired. No, not person, Black woman at the Port Authority. But she went through a lot. So you hear a lot of stories, you know, and she got a lot of, you got to have a certain persona to deal with and to overcome certain challenges. And then my mother's parents are activists, Ossie Davis and Ruby Dee. So they came with generations of experience dealing with racism. Grandpa coming down from South in deep Georgia, Waycross, Georgia, and Grand Ruby growing up in Harlem, you know. So all them stories, and plus me growing up in Westchester, it's not all good, you know. It's not all good. It's I remember I grew up in two major parts, New Rochelle, and then kind of the top of Westchester. New Rochelle is closer to New York City and it's more diverse, but kind of when the farther you drive north in Westchester, the less diverse it gets, depending on how you look at it. So I remember in middle school, we moved from New Rochelle up a little farther north. My parents still live up there, and I was the only Black person, except for one other person in my whole grade, you know. And so I definitely faced a certain amount of uncomfortable situations and having to deal with, you know, crazy stuff like swastikas and stuff drawn on the wall, having to have fights because people saying the N-word and all this stuff like that. But you might not be able to tell. I'm a large person though, so people don't really like mess with me because of the problem. But yeah, racism was something growing up. I never, you know, was not aware of it, you know. If that touches on your question.
No, it definitely does, because that, like I said, that is difficulty that, you know, it's that people can't really I mean, people that don't know can't speak to, right? You know, you spoke to like having a fight because people using the N-word, you know, and also, you know, drawing swastikas. And I mean, I get it. I wonder if you ever had to deal with folks that, you know, would try to befriend you because of your large size, you know, but would still try to undermine you because you were Black. You know, that is.
It's hard, you know. Life is so hard. Like when you get older and you try to reflect, things that you thought were happening maybe weren't happening, and things you didn't realize were happening. I don't know. I had a good amount of friends there, you know, and I appreciated that. I learned a lot, you know. When you learn to be around people who are a little bit different than you learn a lot, you know. And I gained some friends who first started out as enemies. You know how you ever get in a fight with somebody and then you end up being friends? Situations like that. But then other times, you know, I walked in the cafeteria one time and this kid's in the back. He's like, this white kid, he's in the back trying to like show off in front of the girls. And he's like, yo, what's up, nigga? What's up, nigga? And I walk in and it's not lunchtime. So it's quiet and it's just them in the back and like a couple people who work there. And I just had to walk up to him like, what are you doing? And he said, oh. He said, oh, this is just my Halloween. I'm practicing for Halloween. And because it was near Halloween, I'm like, what you supposed to be? And then they start stuttering, whatever. What you supposed to be?
Porky Pig.
Right. So I smacked the heck out of him, yo, right in front of everybody. But no one did nothing though, because I was a good student. And they knew that he was wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that type of racism, but I didn't have to deal with, you know, mobs and stuff. But the people are just, sometimes, especially when you're young, you're just stupid. You're just stupid. And when you're dumb and you don't got nothing to do, you just want to bother people. And I think that was more the vibe up where I was at. You know?
I think that, and because he wanted to impress them girls. That's you know, because dudes will do anything to impress women. Like,
that's true.
I mean, it's wild how far that they'll go. You know?
I'm guilty of that too, though. Yeah.
Hey, yo, look, hey, be real. How many of these movies have you made? Was, you know, were trying to bag, you know, somebody that was like, hey, look.
It's a motivator when you want to impress somebody. It'll motivate you.
This is true. You know, it's crazy. You know how much fuel to the fire they'll add to, like, oh yeah, I gotta get this done. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know why. I remember being in elementary school, second grade. Yo, I was about to sound like a psychopath. I wanted to impress this girl and show her how tough I was, right? And me and my friend at the time, me and this dude, we're in the back, and we had a staple gun, and I said, look, and I just stapled my finger.
Oh my God!
And I said, that didn't hurt. my finger's bleeding and all that. But it was just to impress a girl. You know what I'm saying? So that's just
Hey yo,
dumb stuff,
look.
you
Hey
know?
yo, look. Okay, so we have something randomly in common. I
Okay.
stapled my finger too, bro. Like
What?
I did, yeah, bro. I stapled my finger too, bro. But not to impress a girl. I was just curious. Like I put it up with my nail.
Oh, that's crazy. At least I'm not the only one there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. At least I had motivation. You were by
I
yourself.
just did it just because I wanted to see.
That's
All right.
cool.
Hey, look. All right, man. I have questions for you that are actually
Sure.
questions.
I got you. All right. Serious voice. Yeah.
Oh my God. Now, I wonder, because the work that you've put, the stories that you've told, they've touched people in many different ways. And I know that, not everybody sees the same thing the same way, right? The way that you present us stories may be interpreted vastly different, right? Even though, like, hey, these are actual facts or these are recollections from people. But in this stage of where you are at, how important are those that are tasked with criticizing your work? How important are the critics to the things that you do, right? To your next step, how, and like, does it ever affect anything that you do as you move forward?
Okay. I think critics serve a purpose. I think they're great for marketing. When somebody is critiquing your work, it's in an article, it's in a publication 9 times out of 10, and that gets word out about your work. And I've been able to read critiques about films, but I put my lens on, like, okay, I know this is coming through one person's opinion, But honestly, I'm not at a stage in my career where criticism is nothing to me. Like, it hurts sometimes. It hurts. And but it also, some criticism rings true. So it's like, okay, I gotta take it like, like whatever, the medicine or whatever. So I appreciate it, and sometimes it helps me grow, But other times it's like, whatever, sometimes when you're a critic, you just need something to write about, so you have to nitpick. But we were really for Yusuf Hawkins Storm Over Brooklyn, really appreciated by the community in a great way, man. Like, yeah, I was tracking all of this stuff on Twitter, even though I'm not really on Twitter like that. Somebody helped me with that. Everybody was appreciative. I'm the worst on social media, so
Hey, look,
yeah, it's tough. But people were really appreciative of it. People who were there in New York, but didn't know the story. People who didn't get to know Yusuf's family the way that you can through watching the film, really were drawn toward it, and it made a difference. It made a big difference to people, and that really, like, it felt like, okay. I felt blessed in a way to I don't know how to say it, but it felt like, okay, I played a role in putting something out there that is a positive thing for people. And I'm like, you can't knock that, like, no matter what. And so I'm really proud of that. But I think critics are important. Like I said, I don't want to, like, reiterate everything. They're important. They do their job, and some of them know what they're talking about, and some don't. Just like anybody else.
no, that's real. Because I'm not gonna lie, I whenever I get feedback on the interviews, I'm like, what to me personally, what matters is what the person I interviewed says, and like, and those that, like, are actual, like, the faithful followers, the ones that actually, like, care, like, oh man, they'll tell me in the comments, hey man, you need to adjust your shirt. Hey man, you know what I'm saying? Wipe your eye. Hey man, like,
yeah, they're actually
like,
looking out though. Yeah,
they looking out. The ones, those are the ones, but to those that the fly by nights that don't really care, they just want to tear you down. Those are the ones that I can't really, that you really have to, turn a deaf ear to.
Yeah.
But I don't see how anybody could say anything about your work. Speaking of your work, hey man, you were Power Man.
Power Man. I don't think so. I'm on IMDb as an actor, but I'm not an actor, man.
I was literally like, I gotta ask about this because it has you as Power Man in Avengers Assemble, and that's Luke Cage, and I'm like, you Luke Cage.
So I got a good friend. I have a lot of good friends in Atlanta because I went to grad school at Tech and I stayed in Atlanta for 11 years. And some of my friends are filmmakers, and so when they're looking for to cast a role, they sometimes look my way. I'm not bad for someone who's not really an actor, you know what I'm saying? But Chris Burns, one of my friends, he put together. It's I don't know what genre he would call it, but it was funny, like a funny little kind of spoof of the comic characters. So that's what that's from. I'm not in no like real superhero.
I was like, oh man, we got Luke Cage. I was going to advertise it too. Like, yo, we got Luke Cage today, y'all.
He's got all that footage, and it's so funny, and it's very silly, and sometimes I wish it weren't out there, but it is what it is.
I'm sorry, man. But you know, I know you. I wonder though, you know, as someone that is a director, and you know, I really do you ever see any parallels between actors and directors?
Yeah, you know, there's a few depending on what angle you want to get it at. Look at it. I feel like, well, we're all human beings, so no one two actors or directors feel the same way about it. But we all kind of, in a way, even if we're pessimistic, optimistic, are obsessed with life. You understand? Like the every little nuanced moment of life. And actors, I think, when they're really immersed in it, want to honor a human being's life, even if that human being is a fictional character, and bring us all our viewers into a genuine moment. You know what I'm saying? And directors, for the most part, want to do something similar. We you know what I'm saying? We're all in this life together, and so many things happen that you can't explain, but a great storyteller can, and a great story can capture something that maybe nine of us in the room have experienced the same thing, but we don't know how to share it with one another, and we just sitting in the room watching it and it happens. That's magic, you know? And I feel like directors and actors in that symbiotic relationship both want to kind of get the viewers to that kind of bliss point where we're all like, yeah, we're all connected. We understand that. We understand, you know? So I think that's a common thing, you know?
I like it. So like, it's basically everybody's on the same page when it comes to trying to get across a point or trying to express, you know, this character or these people, you know, the situation. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
You know, I honestly, I did a little bit of acting a long time ago. In my undergrad, I did a Raisin in the Sun. Yeah.
Wait,
I was a small role, man. Small role, couple lines, you know. But
wait, which guy? You were the guy who offered the money or wanted to?
I was the one that came back and said, "Look, man, the guy stole the money." Like that was me. That was me. But yeah, it was it's just a little so back in the gap, man.
You was in Texas. You went to undergrad in Texas.
Yeah. I was at UT Arlington. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, man. It was. I'm still. Look, so I got to jump back to this. You were at a crossroads of engineering and being a film director.
Right.
That's an amazing crossroad to be at. Like, for real.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. I'm still fascinated in engineering. You know. Yeah. And I think it's the same thing I was mentioning with actors and directors, that you're kind of obsessed with life and how life works. And I really, in undergrad, was interested in physics. And I still am, like theoretical physics and understanding how this life works. And I think storytelling is similar, but science is fantastic. As I wish you could live more than one lifetime and just learn everything, because by the time you get to be an expert in one thing, you got to just let the rest, rely on everybody else's expertise for the rest, you know. But I love the sciences. I think it's so powerful. I think it's so powerful, and that's where the magic is right now. You think of like Elon Musk and all those people doing great things. It's fascinating to me, you know.
Yes, honestly, like I feel like there's almost a breakthrough every single day in something, right? Because they just even recently just discovered more numbers for pi. You know, pi is 3.14. So I'm a math teacher by day, so yeah, like yeah, so.
Wait, so they just spent this? I thought you could stretch out the numbers for a mile. Somebody used to tell me.
It's literally like at this point almost a trillion numbers now. Like it's a lot of numbers, man. It's a lot.
My aunt is a math teacher. I know my aunt Carol. Shout out to my aunt. And it was Pi Day the other day. She texted me or whatever. March 14th.
14.
I'm like, who celebrates Pi Day? But I guess my aunt does.
Math teachers, man.
Oh,
Tell her I said, hey, happy belated Pi Day.
Dude, I will. I'll send her a link to this video too.
Appreciate it, man. So I want to get back to just this you and your artistic body of work. I was looking on your website, and you said it is wholly focused on love, art, and activism.
Right.
Do you feel like these words reflect you as a person? And what are two other words you feel like would also like convey what your character is to someone?
Well, I in an ideal world, they might serve as my moral compass,
Right.
love, art, and activism. So if I want to do like a gut check and be like, okay, is this story that I'm about to do, can I check all three boxes? Can I tell this story out of love? Can I tell it in a creative, artistic way? And is it going to do something for the culture? And if I could check all those three boxes and I get paid, then I'm like, okay, like let's do it.
Yeah.
But the things that I would add would probably be, for me as an individual, I don't know. I'm just like anybody else, though. I got some good things and some terrible things that I'm working on. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm aggressive. I'm very aggressive and persistent and assertive and determined. And sometimes those things can be wind at my back, but sometimes those things can be a hindrance to my progress too. So, love, art, and activism, and passion, maybe.
Passion. All right.
Yeah.
I got you. You did have a question from somebody in the audience. I wanted to just give this one to you because it's really good. How did you get your first production noticed by an audience?
Oh wow! I mean, first production. I don't know if they mean on TV or.
I'm thinking they mean it on TV. I mean, because you've done like what, over 125.
Man, yeah, but those, I worked hard after grad school to get into film. Even though my grandparents were actors, that don't mean everybody gonna open the door. Sometimes that means people are gonna doubt you. Like, you only at this door because of so and so. You're not even at this door due to your own merit. So you got to work really hard. And those 125 entertainment news interviews came out of me and a former classmate of mine grinding on our own, putting together a brand for 6 years, after grad school in Atlanta. I mean, this was before the internet. We were on the grind, in Atlanta when hip hop was bubbling, interviewing a lot of hip hop artists and things like that. But that got me in the room with record labels and where we could make documentaries on recording artists, and then that got me to another level where I got hired at a studio in Atlanta, and I met my current business partner, Javon Frank, who we've been hand in hand, for the last decade or so. And with that partnership with Javon, we did a Kickstarter to raise money to do the documentary on my grandparents, Ossie and Ruby. And through that, just grinding, we finished that film and got into the American Black Film Festival. I built a relationship with the head of that festival, Jeff Friday, and got that film distributed. We got to deal with Viacom, and that was televised, So right. I mean, shoot, that's a lot of work. That it's so much work that I wouldn't do it if someone told me ahead of time that's what it's going to cost you, Muta Ali. I wouldn't do it. It's like sometimes it's good to not know what's around the corner. If you really have a goal, sometimes it's good to not know exactly what it's going to take. It's just good to know you got to put one foot in front of the other, So that got on TV, but it was a lot of work after that because I still had to. We went through a lot to get Yusuf Hawkins Storm over Brooklyn backed, because Yusuf's friend Charles Darby, he had a
I'll dream.
Quick. Yeah, oh yeah, dream. Should I, you know this already.
I researched you, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, it took that I met him through Victorious DaCosta, and that was in like May of 2016. we worked, me, Victorious Charles, worked on Mr. Fucking Storm Over Brooklyn for like, I think I looped in Javon, my business partner, right away. So the four of us worked on it for 2 years before we got HBO's backing. You know what I'm saying? And so what's that like when you grown people, you know, you got your careers, you got your family, you have the ups and downs of life, you got student loans. I know I do, you know, and you're trying to tell this story, and the years are ticking by. The years are ticking by, and it's like, I want to be a filmmaker. Is this the right story to tell? Is this something that I could believe in? And should I put all my eggs in this basket right here? You know, it's a lot of emotional checkpoints there that you got to go through. A lot of decisions you have to make. And then 2 years later, HBO said yes, and that was only through a lot of other chances that we took that I could explain. But it just takes a while. It takes a lot of time. You know?
So to answer that question, it takes a lot of work and energy and time to get that audience. And from what I'm learning is that it's something that, you know, if you knew ahead of time, it would be like, I don't know if I'm, but
Yeah.
it's good that you didn't know because you just kept going. So
right.
perseverance is very much key to to getting that done.
Perseverance, and I call him my advisor, but he's my therapist, and he's been my therapist for a good 6-7 years. He's a very wise man, and he says you gotta have smart feet, you know, and that means, you know, I had to have smart feet coming in here today because I wanted to stop at the bodega and get some junk food or whatever, and I said, nah, I gotta have some smart feet, and my feet kept me walking back here. So like when it comes to your career, just put one foot in front of the other, because it's like there's no way you can't write this story. Like somebody who you might have a meeting with and it doesn't go anywhere, 3 years later, they're at a point in their career where you cross paths again and you both have some mutual interest and it aligns then. You know, three years ago, you could have, when it didn't work out, you could be bashing yourself or whatever. Dang, I messed up, or why didn't this work out? And that's a waste of time because you don't know what lies ahead of you. All you know is you could put one foot in front of the other. So that's what he means by have smart feet, and that has been so helpful to me, you know. So like I usually like to tell people that because there ain't no other way to do it, I don't think.
That's smart. That's smart. I like that. Have smart feet. I'm gonna pass that one on to my son. I appreciate it. Like for real. Oh, I want to ask because it's my selfish question. I have a selfish question.
That's cool.
What projects do you have coming up?
All right. Okay, let me talk. I know I could talk about Soul of a Nation. So I'm one of the producers of this ABC show. Third episode aired last night. Next one will be next Tuesday. Soul of a Nation. So if you want to watch a show, primetime ABC, nonfiction stories about Black culture in America, watch Soul of a Nation. Follow Soul of a Nation on Instagram. And so I could definitely talk about that. I'm in development for 2 other projects, and then I don't think I can talk about anything else. I don't.
Dang.
I wish I could. I don't think, but I'm very busy, man. I don't know if you can see. You see those little cards on the wall. Like,
look, man,
I'm mapping out everything, you know, and each panel is a whole different project. So I'm just working hard and pushing on all angles, but I have a couple things that I could probably talk about later on, like probably by the summer, you know.
Okay.
But it's not right now. But they're related to love art and activism, you know, and in various. I put out before Storm Over Brooklyn came out last summer. I had a meeting with my business partner, and I'm like, look, when this comes out, people are gonna come to us and don't get it twisted. I don't talk to him like he like me and him on the we always thinking the same thing. He's thinking, I'm like, we gotta think of what do we need, what stories do we need to tell, and we put together a deck. That's like the proposal that you put together for projects, and we did 1, 2, 3, 4 different decks, and we had them ready because once your film comes out, that's when you get a lot of attention and all this stuff like that, and that is a great thing. But so 3 out of 4 of those are on their way to coming to fruition, you know, because we were ready. You know what I'm saying? So like I got some things, but I can't really talk about it just right now.
Okay, so when we have round 2 interview,
yeah,
I'm saying I'm gonna have that conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
Big, cool. And if you have a screening, I get an invite to the screen.
Yeah, God willing, man. Yeah, because we haven't not had a screening for Use of Fucking Storm Over Brooklyn because of COVID. We got into Tribeca. Imagine what that means to someone like me. We got into Tribeca. And I'm like, man, that's everything. New York and that's big. And then that would have been March 25th of last year was when we were supposed to premiere. So it's been almost a year. And we never had a chance to watch the film together. We never had a chance to watch it with Miss Hawkins. We never had a chance to just watch it in one room and enjoy it, you know, other than being me and Javon in the at Technicolor doing the color correction and all that stuff like that. But yeah, you'll be invited. Hopefully we can have a screening, you know what I'm saying?
Look, hopefully so. And that way I can be like, oh man, you know, it was amazing. Just like I predicted. You know?
I can see that happening, man. Hopefully.
Man, most definitely. Man, I want to say again, thank you so much for your time. I only have 2 more questions.
Sure.
I hope you know this was cool. You know, I enjoy doing these interviews sincerely because not only do I get to learn about the person that I'm interviewing, but I also, you know, get to take knowledge that I gain, disseminate it to those that are watching, and then even those that come back and watch this interview later on down the line, they're inspired to, you know, either 1, do more, or, you know, 2, take that knowledge and pass it on to someone else. So it's a blessing to have you here, sincerely.
Thanks for having me.
Ain't no thing. Hey, man, look, you don't film director engineer, man. Like,
oh man. Doing my best.
But so I want to go into the goal of the show, and that is philanthropy. You know, garnering support from the onlookers and putting it towards a charity or nonprofit that you care about. What charity or nonprofit would you like to shout out today, and why is the cause that it faces so important to you?
You know, I know you asked me what to think about, and you know, as 2 things. So there's a Ossie Davis scholarship, and that's if you go to the United Negro College Fund, that's something I think people should pay attention to. So if you want to donate anything, the Ossie Davis scholarship, it goes to people who are seeking an education in the arts and in activism. Because Ossie Davis and Ruby Dee were, you know, I think quintessential artist activists, and so I want to gear people towards that direction. But I'm really interested in Aurora James. She has this 15% pledge. Have you heard of her? Aurora James. She's big in the fashion industry. She's a sister from Canada, and she has been aggressively, in my opinion, confronting these large brands to get behind, you know, when that police officer murdered George Floyd last year, right? A lot of these brands, and speaking in general terms, were, you know, saying all those messages about supporting Black people. And as I understand the story, she was like, look, you support Black people for real. You know, we are 13+% of this country. We need to be 15%. She rounded it. I appreciate that. Of your vendors need to be Black people. You know, 15% of your shelf space needs to be Black people. And so she has been encouraging these companies, like big companies like Gap and Bloomingdale's and I forget, West Elm, like those types of companies. They've taken the pledge, and they're pledging to make sure that they increase the number of Black vendors, increase the number of Black-made products on their shelf. So I'm real big about supporting, and I even now I got to learn not to say support, but like patronizing Black businesses. Patronizing Black businesses. So 15% pledge. I encourage people to check that out. And one of the things she does, which is beautiful to me, is she challenges you, because when you talk about these companies spending money, hardly none of us are spending 15% of our disposable income on Black-owned businesses, you know? So she's like, okay, we're going to encourage these businesses to spend on Black-owned businesses, but we got to encourage ourselves in our own household to spend on products that are made and manufactured by Black-owned companies, you know? And like, cause like my shirt says Black this, Black, 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 Black.
Yeah.
But I don't think a Black manufacturing company made this kind of shirt, you know what I'm saying? And this phone and this Instagram and the lights that are shining on me, they're not, you know, so I really am supportive of the 15% pledge. So anybody down to take a look at that, I encourage you to do so.
Most definitely. So definitely gonna tag the 15% pledge by Roy James, as well as Aussie Davis Scholarship Fund, which is underneath the United Negro College Fund. I'm gonna tag both of those at the bottom of the video. That way people can check out each one and you know, donate how they see fit, from their time to whether it is to changing their habits to actually, you know, 15% of their disposable income, they're going to Black-owned businesses. I love what you did there. That's amazing. I love what you touched on. Like for real, education and I love it.
Yo, I wanted to tell people, anybody in New York, on Friday is Yusuf's birthday. March 19th is Yusuf Hawkins' birthday, right? And after years and years of work, we have the city now. They're gonna name a street after Yusuf. So at the end of the documentary, you see that mural of Yusuf. It's on a street called Verona Place. And so they're going to co-name that Yusuf Kareem Hawkins Way. And they're doing that this Friday out there in Brooklyn. So if you are in Brooklyn or you want to get to Brooklyn, come to Verona Place this Friday. It's going to be at 1 o'clock. And we're going to have a ceremony there. And the Yusuf family's flying in. And I encourage everybody to be there. It's going to be as COVID safe, you know, as we can make it. But I'm very proud of that, because like forever Yusuf's name's gonna be
right there.
Right there.
I feel that. Man, that's what's up. I love how you wield your position and what it is that you do to make changes. I sincerely, I have nothing but respect for that, man. You know,
thanks a lot.
Like, because it's not a lot of people that'll say, yeah, for the love, for art, and for activism. You know, they'll just do it for, you know, just for the check, rather than, you know, like, hey, like, these are things that actually echo, like, these are things that, you know, how do I put this? I won't do it unless it touches my soul, right? You know what I'm saying? I won't do it unless, like, I can actually reach and impact people in a positive way. And the fact that there are agents of positivity like yourself, it means a great deal to not only the culture, our community, but, man, just to me as a person, sincerely.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate that, because it's hard. I mean, I know you know how hard it is. If you're a teacher, and you're not going to be a stellar teacher unless you work hard, and you're not going to work hard unless you care. And so, like, it's the same thing with me doing this documentary thing. Like, I'm not going to do what it takes to create something that is going to resonate with me and an audience unless I care. So I'm like, what do I really care about? And it came down to love, art, and activism. But I got to give thanks to my grandparents, because love, art, and activism came from me doing the documentary about my grandmother, Life's Essentials with Ruby Dee. So if anybody watching, Google Ruby Dee and Ossie Davis. And what I did with that film, and I know we got to probably wrap up, is I said, you know what? My grandmother is alive. So we did this, we started filming in 2011. And I'm like, our grandmother is alive right now, and my grandfather has passed away. And I missed the opportunity to talk with him about a lot of the things that I would have talked to him about had he been around, would have talked to him about had I had enough life experience to seize the moment before it was too late, right? So my grandmother's here. She loves me, and she's about it. She said, let's do this. And I said, how am I gonna tell this story and make myself not part of it? How am I tell this story and make the audience who might not know her understand how powerful she is, right? And I laid out, okay, where do I see this power in my grandmother? And it was beyond love, art, and activism, right? It was like 10 different things that I said, you know, she's got so much power in this area. I said, okay, where am I weakest? So her story can lift me up as we tell her story out of maybe my doubt or whatever is hindering me from being powerful in those areas. And where they intersected was, okay, I needed some power in love. I needed some power in activism, and I needed some power in art, in conscious art, is because is really what that's about. And so it just distilled into those 3 words with the assistance of my mother and my aunt Nora. So love, art, and activism was born through a desire for me to learn from my grandmother. So I'm carrying it as a badge of honor, like, and also as a compass. And I'm like, yo, I can rock with this. This is a gift from the ancestors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's where it comes from. You know.
That's real. That's real. Being able, I see you, man, standing on the shoulders of your ancestors, doing them proud. Right. I love it. Like, for real, I really do. Because man, now I wish I would have got a chance to meet my grandparents, man. I really do. But that's why I try so hard for my son to spend time with his grandparents, because it's like it's a perspective there that I feel everyone needs. It may not just be like, because not everyone has just the best of grandparents. You have amazing grandparents. I want to make it. But it is still like a perspective that I feel like people need, right? The knowledge that they have, it's essential. It's crucial, because it can help you navigate this life. And just like you look at what you drew from it, love, art, action. Right. That's real, man. That's real.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah.
But, before we close out, because and honestly, and take it, and like I said, you can take your time whenever you answer any of these questions, because like at the end of the day, I'm happy you are here. Like, for real. like I'm legit, like, actually, like, I try to keep it cool, but I'm legit excited that, oh my gosh, hey, look, I got I'm for real, like, hey, look, I'm trying to keep cool, but he's here. It's cool. Well, we always like to close with wisdom for the next generation.
Okay. So,
what words would you have for anyone, seeking to use their talents to educate their community?
I would say to meditate on compassion, and I don't mean meditate in the proper sense. I mean, that's dope too. But I think if you're looking to educate your community or do something for the community, I think having your spirit tuned to compassion and to turn up your sensitivity while remaining powerful and determined, I think that'll position you to tune your eyes and ears to pick up through all this chatter what's important, and pick up through all the noise what might need to be distilled for your community, what might need to be amplified, what voices might need somebody to co-sign, what perspectives might need some more respect, and maybe what lives might need to be heralded. And then as an artist, you have the power to do that. And then another thing I'll say is to don't stop. Don't stop. And if you consider yourself very intelligent, a lot of the most intelligent people I know get caught up, including myself, on thinking too far ahead. And I would say it's hard to tell somebody don't think far ahead, because you could easily say that's dumb. You got to look ahead, But yeah, you do. But keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. And I know that sounds, I don't like all that fluffy talk, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, keep moving forward and be encouraged. Be encouraged. That's all. You're not alone.
Hey, look, hey, say that last part.
You're not alone. Be encouraged.
For real, because hey, you're speaking to somebody, because they keep tapping them hearts. But sincerely though, I appreciate that, man. Y'all, I can't believe I just had a frank conversation with Muta Ali, bro. Like, it's like, man, it's just, come on, like, bro, like, it's just like, like, it's not every day, man. Like,
it's great that you do this. You have this platform, man. I enjoy talking to you, man. You make it easy.
Man, I appreciate it sincerely. This is literally what I want. This is literally what I want to do with my life. So, you know, hey man, if you know anybody that wants to interview, or just let me know.
Yeah.
But you know, let me know after I get invited to the screening, because I want to be at the screening. I'm gonna be like, oh my God, look.
So you based in Maryland now or no?
Yeah, I'm in Maryland now.
Well, yeah, New York's not so far. As soon as we get the opportunity to do screenings again, shoot, I'll hit you up for sure. You know.
Bet that. I can't wait.
Or DC, you know, I mean, DC, we've had some great screenings in the past in DC. DC's very close to you, I'm sure. You know,
like 20 minutes that way. Like,
right. You know, we'll make it happen.
Well, I appreciate it again. Thank you so much for joining me on a frank conversation, bro.
Thank you, man.
Peace.
All right, peace.
All right. For those of you who don't know, that was Muta Ali. And yeah, we just had a frank conversation. That was amazing. I'm so thankful for him and his time. You guys definitely check out Yusuf Hawkins, Storm Over Brooklyn. And also, man, he mentioned some great things that I want you guys to definitely donate to. So I'm gonna tag them at the bottom of the video. Big shout out to my sponsors. This time it was Red Crown. Join the Crown Club by going to KROWNKLUB.com and buying your fit. If you enjoy what I do, no, I'm joking. I know you enjoy what I do, right? I know you do. $ Ezel Moon. You can donate to me. 60% goes to powering your show. 40% goes to a charity or nonprofit that has been mentioned. So if you give me $10, I take $6 and I try to make this better. And I take $4 and I go put it towards a charity that has been mentioned, because I still want to make sure that there's a charitable aspect in everything that I do. That being said, yeah, I'm Ezel Moon, and I'm not doing it unless it's fun and it helps people. I hope you guys enjoyed this evening. Peace. Purchase my book, Purple Mike Wants a Bike, at Amazon.com. You can find it there. Just type in Purple Mike, type in Ezel Moon, and it'll pop up. If you guys want to follow me, no, not even if, go follow me at Ezel Moon _ on Twitter and Instagram. I'm Ezel Moon, and I'm not doing it unless it's fun and it helps people.